Hello and welcome to Saki Tech. In today's video, I will give you guys a quick introduction to Linux, and I'm going to show you how to use some very useful introductory Linux commands using a terminal window. Now, just to be clear, this is a course for beginners who want to learn how to use commands on a Linux terminal. Now, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Linux at all, let's give you a quick perspective. Linux is not Unix. Unix was created by a bunch of AT&T employees in 1969. Linux was written by a guy named Linus Torvald, who created the entire thing by himself and released it around 1991. Now, Linux is a powerful operating system, but it is especially designed for server systems, and 90% of the world's fastest computers, like supercomputers, run on some form of Linux. And this is because it's a rock-solid system. Okay, so that was a quick history on Linux. That was just to give you a perspective. Now, Linux and Unix are different. Just remember that. Now, one more thing before we dive in. Linux comes in many different varieties, which are called distros or distributions. In this tutorial, we will use the popular Ubuntu distribution of Linux. But there are others out there as well, such as Fedora, Mint, and Debian, and more. Even Android is a Linux distribution. So the basic commands we will be running and learning today can be generally used on almost all different Linux distributions. Alright, so let me go ahead and launch Linux, and I just want to let you know I'm running Linux on my Windows. So what you do is you install VirtualBox, which is right here, so let me launch that. And inside of VirtualBox you can install any operating system possible. So I have put Ubuntu Linux inside of VirtualBox on my Windows 7 machine. Okay, so let me run this up, and I just want to let you know you can actually find a link in the description below which tells you how to install VirtualBox and Linux on your Windows 7 if you want to go ahead and do that. But this is the Ubuntu Linux that is launching right now. Okay, so here you're looking at Ubuntu Linux. And before we dive into the commands, I'm going to show you something real quick. What you're seeing here, all these icons, all this desktop, all this nice graphical features, this is called the GUI, G-U-I. This is called the Graphical User Interface. Now, we're not worried about that today. What we're worried about is the CLI, which is called the Command Line Interface. So you have to launch a terminal to go into the Command Line Interface. And then once you search for an app, you can type in terminal, which brings up the terminal right here. And then you can actually click that, and that is the terminal we will be working with. Alright, so the first command we will be looking at today is the pwd command. Oops, that's not typing. Okay, pwd command. pwd command stands for print working directory. So when I press enter, it actually tells me which directory I am currently located at. So if I go to my folder browser, I am actually in Home Saki, which is right here. So I'm looking at all these guys on my command prompt. Now the second command I want to show you guys is the ls command. When you press ls, it gives you a listing of everything which is in the current directory. So the current directory is the Saki directory, which is my username, and we're under Home. Inside of Home, I've got all these guys. So I've got the desktop, downloads, music, public, videos, and if you come over here, that's all the same stuff you're going to see in a regular file explorer. So here's the desktop, documents, downloads, music, same stuff that you see here. So that is the ls command. It stands for list And when you list, it lists whatever is inside of your current directory. Again, PWD stands for Print Working Directory. So it tells you where you are currently located in. Now, as you can see, when you have a pretty graphical user interface, you can see everything right in front of you. But if you have a command line interface like this one, a terminal, you're not going to be able to see anything. So if I clear this, that's all you see. So you have no idea where you are. Okay? So to see where you are, PWD, to see what you have at where you are, you type in list. Now the next command I'm going to show you is called the CD command. And CD command has a lot of variations. CD is used for navigation. So let's say I want to go to the downloads folder. How do I go there? I type in CD and I type in downloads, the name of the folder. And just remember, everything has to be exactly as it appears. So in Linux, everything is case sensitive. So this cannot be a small d. It has to be capitalized just like it is here. Okay? So if I type in CD downloads, now I am in the downloads folder. Okay? And how do I know I'm in downloads folder? PWD. It actually tells you right here. So I'm in home/Saki/downloads. Okay? And let's see what we have in downloads right now. Type in list, and there's nothing in downloads. So let's launch this again. Go to downloads, and as you can see, downloads directory is actually empty. Okay? So if it is empty, you're not going to see anything here. Now let's say I want to go back to my home directory, my Saki directory. How do I go back? So CD takes you into a folder, and if you want to go out, what you do is you type in CD space 2 dots, and that takes you back to the previous directory that you were focused on. Now if you want to go to the root directory, which is like in Windows, it's like the C directory, what you type is CD /. Make sure you put the space. Okay, so CD space /, press enter, and that's going to take you to the root directory. Let's type in ls, and as you can see, the root directory has much more than your user directory. Okay, again, but home and Saki is inside of root. Root is at the top of everything. So if you look around carefully, you'll see the home directory sitting in the root directory. And if you go in there, CD home, and you type in ls, you will see your username. Okay, and then CD Saki, and then you type in ls, and now you're back over here. This and this match. So remember, this will take you to the root of your Linux operating system, and inside of root you've got all kinds of fancy things that you don't want to worry about right now. So let's do a quick recap. Let's go to the music folder, CD music. So I'm now in the musics folder, or the directory. I'm going to be using the word folder and directory interchangeably, and they're going to be meaning the same exact thing. Okay, so in here, let's type in PWD. So that means print working directory, and it tells you that you are in fact focused on the music folder. Again, if you go over here, here's the music folder. If you go to home, here's the music folder. Okay, it's empty. Let's type in ls to see if it is really empty. It is in fact empty. So next I'm going to show you how to copy or move a file. So let's go back. CD space ... takes us back, and do an ls. And let's say I want to go into the documents folder. So I type in CD documents and then type in ls, and here what I have is I have a test file. So this is one of the files. What I want to do is I want to copy this file and I'm going to use the CP command for that. That stands for copy. I'm going to copy this test file, and I'm going to paste it into the same folder with a different name. So test copy, and I'm going to press enter. Okay, just to make you understand exactly what happens. So use the copy command, you pick the file that you're trying to copy, and then you give it a brand new name to create the copy within the same folder. Okay, so if I type in ls now, you have the first file, test, and then you've got test copy. Now how do I remove this file? You use the rm command. Okay, so the rm command is used to delete a file in your current folder. So if you type in rm test copy and you type in ls, as you can see, test copy is gone and we only have test left over. Now what if I want to copy test file and I want to paste it into the downloads folder? How do you do that? Okay, what you got to do is you have to type in CP and you take the test file, and then you have to tell the computer where do you want to put the copy of the test file. So remember, if you go up here, we're working under home/Saki. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to do /home/Saki/downloads, and you press enter and type in ls. We still have the test file right here. Now let's go back, cd ... type in ls, and let's navigate to the downloads folder. And if I type in ls here, now we've got the file test sitting here, which we copied over from the documents folder. So let's go ahead and remove this file from the downloads folder. So rm is the remove command, rm test, and remember, because we are focused into downloads, when we do rm test, it's gonna delete the test file only from the downloads folder, because that is where we are focused on. Press enter, type in list one more time, ls, and now there's nothing there left. So let's go back. Let's just type in pwd, and we're back in home Saki. Okay, next let's talk about making a new folder and deleting a new folder. So let me launch this right here, and I'm gonna minimize, I'm gonna make this a little thinner here, okay, so you can still see what's going on. One second. Alright, so that's better. So let's go to my my documents over here, and let's go to CD documents. Oops. Documents. Okay, so now we're in the documents folder, and all we have in here is the test file, which you can see right here. Let's make a new folder. So how do you make a new folder? You use the command called mkdir. Press enter, and it's going to say some kind of error because we were missing an operand. Okay, so we were missing the new directory. We used the command, but we did not specify the name of the directory. So you type in mkdir, dir, and then you type in test folder. I'm going to use capital letters here. Okay, and as you can see over here, a test folder was created instantly. And I can actually go into that test folder if I wanted to. ls, and there's nothing in there. So let's go back, cd ... and let's delete the test folder. So how do you delete that? What you do is you use the command rmdir. So this one is make directory, this one is remove directory. Type in test folder, and I'm not going to press enter. Take a look over here. Let's come back here and press enter, and that directory disappears. Now if the directory had something inside it, we cannot delete the directory that has stuff in it using rmdir. Okay, so let's mkdir make another directory in the documents folder and say test. Okay, so it popped up right here, and let's go inside here and let's just create a new document. Okay, new doc. Now if I try to delete this using rmdir test folder, let's go back here. Okay, so now the test folder has a file in it. It is the new doc. Okay, if I try to delete this, it's going to say failed to remove test, directory is not empty. So how do you delete this? You have to actually use the rm command, which is the remove command for files. But what you do is you have to set a new option. You have to say -r, and then you have to type in test. Okay, so watch this. There's still a file in here, but it's just going to disappear. Okay, so everything in test has been removed. So this is how you delete folders that have existing files inside of them. You use the rm command, you put a space, you put a -r, and then you put a space, and then you put the name of the directory right underneath, right next to -r. Okay, so here it's gotten really messy here, so let's use the clear command to clear the screen real quick. And I'm going to talk about a couple other commands, and we're going to end the tutorial here. Alright, so the final command I want to go over is called the man command. Okay, M-A-N. Now this stands for manuals. Okay, like tutorials. So when you don't know what you're doing and you want to find out more about any command that you're using, you can type in man space and let's just say the ls command, which is the list command. When you press enter, it's going to give you a whole lot of information regarding the ls command. So you're going to get the name of the command, which is ls. It says list directory contents. Okay, you get a quick synopsis. You get a description of what the command exactly does and all that stuff. And once you're done reading this whole thing, you just type Q to quit. Okay, so let's do one more, man, and let's do the cp command, which is the copy command. Press enter, and it says here it copies files and directories. Okay, and you have a description here, and you can read through this whole thing, and you can keep pressing enter to get more information. So press enter to continue. Okay, to go all the way. But when you're done, you can press Q and it just quits the manual. So that's how you can get information on any command that you want in Linux. Alright, and thanks for watching this video. Now there are going to be more Linux tutorials coming soon, so go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and you can also follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. Okay, so you have all these options. All links to my social media websites and my actual website are found in the description below. Alright, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you the next time.